Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome to the next episode of LGO Boxing. And on today's episode is gonna be very epic. It's gonna be fantastic, and we'll be discussing the legendary boxers, the big fight that was just recently announced or confirmed. There's a fight between Deontay Wilder, the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Bronze Bomber, the Bomb Squad, versus our legendary, the British boxing legend, the African boxing legend, no other one than Chisora, Derek Chisora, the War, like we all know him as. It's recently been announced that they'll be fighting, they'll be locking arms on the 4th of April, 2026. I personally will be there, and I so much look forward to this fight because it's been 20 years in the making. That's what we don't know. And luckily for me, I've been following these boxers, I've been following this legend a long, long time, and I cannot wait for them to lock on. First thing I'd like to just confirm is like anybody can say whatever they want to say. What level Derek Chisora is on, what level Deontay Wilder is on. It's a 50-50 fight. Luckily, it's Derek Chisora, as we say. To be honest, I think he still got a fight in him. He still got one more fight in him or two. He said that's his final fight. We want to believe him. He's a legend. We have to respect. We have to sit down and listen to whatever he tells us. And on the other side as well, Deontay Wilder is a legend as well. So he said it's going to be his final fight. And as history would have it, this is Derek Chisora's 50th fight. It is actually Deontay Wilder's 50th fight. It's a 50-50 fight, and it's also their 50th fight each. What a coincidence. And I personally would say as far back as I think 2012 or 2011, something thereabout. Not too long when Deontay Wilder walloped Audley Harrison actually in somewhere in Leeds or somewhere there, if I could remember, Huddersfield or something like that. Far back, maybe 2010, 2011, I can't remember head for head. His next opponent was meant to be Derek Chisora. Everything was agreed at the time. Chisora was actually with Queensbury or Frank Warren, and everything was agreed. Deontay Wilder was meant to come down to England, and they were meant to lock on. I would believe that it was meant to be in the Wembley Arena, not Wembley Stadium, the Wembley Arena at the time. And I think Deontay Wilder was in the hotel getting ready to come to England for the press conference. And what was said then, as far back as 2012, was that one of the hotel attendant came into his room unannounced. Obviously, she didn't knock the door. He was asleep, and he woke up. He just went into flight mode, started swinging punches at a lady, and before you know it, I don't think he was arrested. He was his passport was taken. He could not travel, and that fight was cancelled back then. That was in 2012, and that was the first time. At the time, Deontay Wilder was just coming up. We didn't really know who he was. We just saw this lanky, tall, black guy from America. We thought, oh, who is this guy? Chisora was meant to steamroll him. He was gonna beat him up. I personally was thinking Chisora should not be fighting someone like Deontay Wilder at the time. That was the first time they were meant to fight. Obviously, that did not happen. And not too long, I think maybe 5, 6 years ago, they were meant to fight again. But during this time, Deontay Wilder was the bomb squad that we know about, knocking everybody out, left, right, and center. And for whatever reason, the fight did not happen as well because Deontay Wilder wanted to use Chisora at the time as a practice ball to get to Anthony Joshua, but obviously did not happen. And now, and at that time, Deontay Wilder was the favorite, and that shows the way life is. Times and seasons. Sometimes, boxing just works in swings in different ways. Similar age, I think Chisora is maybe 2 years older than Deontay Wilder, but they have similar age, similar, 40, 42, 41, something like that. And first in their first fight that was meant to happen, Chisora was the favorite. The second fight, Wilder was the favorite. Now the third fight, I personally would say it's a 50-50 fight. They've been through wars, they've been through defeat, they've been through victories, they've been underdogs, they've been top dogs. And like Deontay Wilder said recently, is that they are both alpha males, and I cannot wait. You know, Derek Chisora, I just write that guy off at your own risk. That guy is just like, I've just seen that guy fight. And each time I see him fight, I'm like, why? Why? Chisora, why again? because just keeps getting into this war over and over again. He's a legend. I respect him wholeheartedly. Deontay Wilder is a legend. I respect him wholeheartedly. And for these legends to lock on, I cannot wait. And the good thing about this is actually this fight is happening in my background at the O2 Arena. I'm gonna be getting my ticket. I'm gonna be there live. I have to experience this. I want to be telling my children's children, that you know what? When this legends fought, I was there. And what's gonna be my prediction for this fight? Okay. Despite the fact it's a 50-50 fight, it depends which one of them turns up. If the recent Chisora turns up against the current Deontay Wilder, going by, they said in boxing it's like, what have you been doing for me lately? That's the term. What have you been doing for me lately? Forget what you've done 10 years ago, 10 fights ago. What have you been doing for me lately? And lately, Chisora is the boss. Let's not lie. That's the boss. He's gonna be in there, fight you from the goal to the very end. You understand? He's gonna war you. At the end of the day, will wear you out. And that's what makes Chisora the legend that he is. And Deontay Wilder, as much as he is, this in boxing, there's always that saying that goes like, the last thing to leave you is your punching power. So for you to underrate, to write up a puncher, that's at your own risk, to be honest. So Deontay Wilder always has that right hand. So to be honest, that's the equalizer as well. So for me, if they go on recent form, I'm going with Chisora. But for one thing or the other, if Chisora we know is Wilder we know has been through a lot recently, and they said now he's now free, is you know, it's over his what's it called, his divorce with his wife. I don't even think they were married actually. Maybe his girlfriend, baby mama, whatever the case is. He's not over the breakup. And now he's now a new man. And if they go with the old Deontay Wilder, I'm always gonna go for Wilder. But with this fight, we don't know what will turn up. The last fight, Chisora had, he won. The last fight, Deontay Wilder had, he won as well, and now they're locking on. They're legends. I'm happy. Thank you so much, guys, for giving us this memory fight. Thank you so much, guys, for being there for when boxing was on the down low. These guys were there. Deontay Wilder was having that 5 years defense of his title, the WBC green belt. Let's go, baby! Boom, boom. I cannot wait. And Chisora on this side, he's been cheated, he's been disqualified, he's been fined, he's been written up, but this guy is still there. Back in 2012, 2013, if you told me that Chisora would still be fighting today, I would say no. Before Chisora had his fight with David A, actually, I thought he was done. And for him to still be there, for him to still be like the big uncle to Anthony Joshua, for him to still be the go-to guy, then you know what? You have to give it to him. And the good thing I'm happy about is I know whatever the case is, they need to sell the fight. But I think there's nothing but respect from these guys. I still think like Deontay Wilder respects Derek Chisora to the fullest. He knows he's a big legend, he's a big boy, he's an alpha male, like he said. And I'm sure that Chisora the same. He respects Deontay Wilder to the T. You know? On a good day, if Chisora is on form, I think he would and Deontay Wilder is not on form, he will steamroll Deontay Wilder in probably 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. If he's on form and Deontay Wilder is not on form. But if you have Wilder on form, Wilder that fought Tyson Fury the second time, I think he will wallop. He will beat my guy, Derek Chisora. But to be honest with you, they're both my guys. I'm a bit older than them, but I respect them. And I wish them luck. If it's gonna be their last fight, big up to the legends. If they still want to fight on, to be honest, they deserve it. And I cannot wait. The 4th of April, 2026, in the O2 Arena. It's just been announced. I cannot wait for the press conference. And let's go. My prediction for this fight will be, I'll just leave it for you guys to actually choose. I think it's a 50-50 fight for me right now. And closer to the time, it might change. But for now, both legends deserve to just go out on their shield. And that's it. Thank you very much. On to the next one, LGO Boxing. Thank you.